Today I want to talk about vlogging cameras. Are there really so-called vlogging cameras or cameras are specially made for vloggers? The answer is yes. And I've summed up that there should be 4.5 factors that contributing a vlogging camera. Why 4.5 so strange? Let me explain. First of all, a vlogging camera must get a selfie display. For example, this Lumix G6 gets a fully articulated screen, while this Sony NEX-F3 gets an up-tilted screen. Or the camera we are going to talk about today, the Nikon Z50, gets a down-tilted screen. This camera screen cannot be down-tilted, but I can simulate, just like this, and down-tilted screen. Of course, a vlogging camera must let you to monitor yourself during shooting, regarding the framing, the exposure, or the focus. Of course, I know that some YouTubers are very amazing that they don't need a selfie display at all but still get very good images. But for me and most of people, I think we are better to get a selfie display. The second factor is there must be a special audio recording system or a special microphone. Just like the Lumix G100 I reviewed last time, there is a special microphone that can record clear and clean voice within this distance. Or if there isn't any special microphone system, at least there should be an input for an external mic. Just like this Lumix G6 again. Here, you can fit in an external mic. And in this case, this Sony NEX-F3 is not suitable as a vlogging camera, since although it gets a tiltable screen, it lacks a special microphone or any input for an external mic. For the third factor, I think there must be a highly reliable autofocus system. Regardless of whether it is eye tracking, face tracking, multi-area or one point, it must be accurate and smooth. Then you have confidence in shooting in whatever situation. Otherwise, the focus images are quite annoying. And of course, it just wastes time of getting reshoots. Besides, not all the time you can have the chance to get a reshoot. Then it comes to a very important fourth factor. That is, the camera must be light in range and compact in size. Not only the body, but also as a whole with the lens. Especially for girls, she has to hold the camera with just one hand like this. It will be very difficult if the camera is bulky and heavy. So, the range and size is also very important for a vlogging camera. And what and why is the final half factor? It's because I think that many cameras today can achieve this final point, even that's not a vlogging camera, and that is, a camera should get a very smooth and accurate automatic white balance and exposure. And since I said many cameras can achieve this function, so I just term it as a half factor. And thus, I think, for any cameras, if they can achieve the above standards, they are quite suitable for vlogging. Today, I want to review two cameras. Of course, not these two. The first one is the Canon M50 and the second one is the Nikon Z50. And I get a very beautiful girl as guest today. She is the main actress of my film Embrace, Miss Karen Kong. And by the way, my film Embrace will be released in Hong Kong cinema at the end of the year. Hope that my film can get your support. And talk about Karen, she's also an active YouTuber and she's made many YouTube movies. That's one reason that I asked for her guest appearance. The other reason is she is also an owner and real user of both M50 and Z50. Besides, she got no experience or knowledge of photography or filming before. However, her videos look good. So I think her experience is worth for our reference.
Hello， 大家好，我揾 Karen。咁其實我依家咧有用緊兩部嘅拍 vlog 機嘅 ，Nikon 嘅Z50，另外一部咧就係 Canon 嘅 M50。咁呢兩部機咧，邊部係會勁啲咧？2019年咧就係我第一次去接觸拍 vlog 嘅。係。 點解呢？嗰陣時呢，我就啱啱離開咗我嘅唱片公司啦，咁變成一個獨立歌手。嗰陣時就唔知道有啲乜嘢新嘅方向啦，就我老公就話：佢嗰排呢就成日睇 YouTube 片，因為見到好多 YouTuber 開始拍 vlog 喎。咁佢話其實呢，我可以 start 一個 vlog 啦，係自己拍啦，跟住自己剪片啦 ，why not 去做呢樣嘢啦？佢就帶我去相機鋪嗰度去揀一啲拍 vlog 嘅機啦。第一部機就係買 Canon 嘅 M50 啦。我就中意佢嘅帶俾我嘅顏色，我覺得好溫和啦，跟住佢嘅感覺都幾良好啊！我睇到係比較好清晰啦。好，依家我哋睇下個景深係如何先。同埋我覺得好緊要嘅就係我識用咯 ，user friendly 咯。如果買部機呢，跟住其實我用唔到入邊嗰啲嘢呢，其實都係浪費啊嘛。因為所有嘢呢，我只不過校咗 auto 嘅啫，
焦點 auto 嘅，
同埋依家佢哋去到係跟眼嘅嘛，嗰個焦點，咁係更加準確咯。通常呢，今日我嘅咪已經借咗出去啦，咁咧我第一樣嘢開機，反 mon，開呢個，仲要攝埋喺褲袋啲，好狼狽。跟住咧又對住自己啦，跟住我就會 ，Hello 大家好，我係公歐揾 Karen，就係咁啦。咁我就要咁攞住喎。咁如果我嘅
多數左手咯喎。
我換手啊，因為好攰啊，其實係練力嘅。依家咧就試呢部機嘅畫質啦，睇下佢嘅曝光、佢嘅景深同埋佢嘅追蹤啦。
咁同埋我有睇過你啲片咧，其實相對都幾定嘅喎，其實係咁點解咧？佢有內置 stabilizer。咁
佢就會將個畫面原本比較 wide 啲嘅話啦，咁佢就會縮細好多咯。佢就有呢啲咁嘅作用咯。which 我有陣時就唔係太中意佢縮細嘅。因為女孩子始終你拍嘢其實一樣嘢淨係為咗一樣嘢啫嘛。靚係啊。係啊。唔緊要你本身靚。越闊唔係靚咯，越歪越歪嘅，又會見到個人瘦啲啦，又會靚啲咯，係啊，所以好緊要嘅。不過佢如果有 stabilizer 喺入邊咧，內置 stabilizer 咁咧，咁佢就 crop 咗 tight 少少咯。依家我哋就試下跑嗰個 stabilizer 如何 performance。好，1、2、3，跑！部其實就 Nikon 咧，見到我最近都拍 vlog 啦，所以咧佢就話送部機俾我去用啦。呢個就冇咁重嘅呢一部。如果係話 Nikon 呢一部Z50咧，我覺得再清啲喎。我係覺得係會 sharp 過呢一部少少嘅。係。Hello 大家好，我係公柯揾 Karen。今次我特登出嚟咧有一個比平時咧拍啲唔同嘅嘢嘅，係啊，全部都 set auto 啦。佢準唔準確？你覺得？準確啊，冇 out 過。曝光上邊佢準唔準確咧？因為你有陣時會點睇會唔會你譬如去到一啲光暗好大嘅地方嘅面口會黑咗啊？有陣時個面會白咗啊？會唔會有啲咁嘅情況？我反而覺得 Canon 會多啲。So far 呢一個 Nikon 咧就係喎，其實曝光嗰樣嘢係真係冇咁嚴重喎。即係錯誤情況冇咁嚴重。係啊。冇咁嚴重。係，因為我有陣時都會攞嚟 crop 嚟整 thumbnail 㗎嘛，影 crop 嗰個 video 整 thumbnail。咁我發現Canon 好多時候我都覺得，點解會爆成咁嘅？即係啲相啦。咁Nikon 咧就 so far 冇，可能我 set 咗點講咧，佢 ISO 可以 有一個限制㗎嘛。
係。
我 set 咗嗰個 ISO 限制咯，咁佢就唔會去到咁盡咯。原來呢部機咧係冇用過出街用㗎，我冇試過出街用，我成日喺屋企用。咁今次係第一次咧，就係出街用咧，係用自然光嚟拍啦。而我發現咧，哇，原來靚咁多嘅。
咁你覺得容唔容易用先咁樣？
其實嗱。容易用咧，我又覺得係 OK 嘅，容易用嘅。只不過我覺得咧，佢嘅硬件上邊咧係帶到我有啲困擾嘅。係啦，呢個係真實用家嘅感受啦。首先咧，佢見唔見到呢一個位啊 ？OK，佢首先咧，我覺得係因為咧，佢嘅反芒咧係反下邊嘅。咁對 vlogger 嚟講，最緊要一部相機，最緊要就係個反芒。好多時候我哋冇人幫手，我哋單拖嘅。咁我哋其實係要咁攞住部機噶嘛。所以我要 make sure 我係冇 outflow 咯。咁我一定要望實部機嘅。咁正常啦，呢個咪梗係擺喺上邊啦，都 OK 啊，我覺得情有可原啦。不過因為咁嘅話咧，所以佢特登咧要個腳架咧要褪到呢度嚟擺嘅腳架嘅。不過咧可惜咧，佢嗰個位咧佢係喺中間嘅。咁呢
個架係咪佢俾埋嚟嘅？呢個架係咪？
係啊係啊。即
係原裝跟咗㗎啦。
係啦。咁佢就俾我呢個 mount 啦，咁我就放呢個 mount，所以先至可以改係插呢度嘅啫。之前咧係直頭咧係中間咧。咁如果你喺中間，咁我完全見唔到我嘅樣，我就唔知道佢有冇 outflow 咯。係。咁之後咧放喺呢度咧，仲有另外一個我發現係最大嘅困擾啦，就係第二樣嘢。咁我哋拍 vlog 咧，有陣時唔係話我 set 咗10分鐘一條片，不過其實我用咗可能2-3個鐘頭，淨係去拍一個題材嘅啫。係。咁我就係拍嘅過程當中，通常會出現咩問題呢？一就係 memory card 滿啦，第二就係冇電啦。咁電喺邊度換呢？就係呢個位。所以我隨身咧，依家因為要用呢部機呢，我就準備咗一個幫我解決呢個問題嘅，就係一個2蚊。哦。因為我要呢，真係要拆開晒所有嗰個 mount， 我先至可以攞我嘅 battery 同埋我嘅 memory card 出嚟換。跟住我又要再裝翻上去，所以呢樣嘢我就覺得係有啲令到個進度有啲慢咯。咁就如果可以嘅話，即係最方便就係我換電換卡快，唔係好咯。個人同埋個海嗰個感覺啦。
By comparing the images, I found that the Nikon Z50 is a bit better than the Canon M50. It's quite interesting that for the 1080p video, Canon is still applying the light skipping or pixel binning imaging method for its lower-end camera. Although such method has been improved over the years, the method of oversampling is still better. But on the other hand, the M50 gets an internal electronic image stabilizer. Although this electronic stabilizer can't achieve the effect of a gimbal, still it's better than none. Although we don't tend to have a very detailed comparison today, we still try to study the spec a bit. Both the cameras get an APS-C sensor. The M50 gets a higher resolution of 24 meg, while the Z50 gets only 21 meg. Actually, I don't think 21 meg is a lot less, but relatively speaking, 21 meg gets another advantage. For the same size sensor, fewer pixels means that each pixel can be bigger and absorb more light. Thus, the Z50 gets a better performance in low light condition. A review here said that even in ISO 12,800, the Z50 can still give you usable images. Actually, this performance is not bad. There's one point I want to emphasize, that both the cameras get only 8-bit 420 color sampling and internal recording, so there is no any lock color profile. But for vlogging purpose, I think the simpler the better. I will say that if the full auto setting is reliable, I will just film with the fully automatic mode. No need to have any lock color profile, just upload and release the movie immediately after editing. Now it's time to get a brief conclusion. If you compare the Canon M50 to the Nikon Z50, the video quality of the M50 is indeed a bit lower, but M50 gets another advantage. It gets an internal image stabilizer. The Nikon Z50 gets better video quality, especially in 4K. It gets full sensor width output without crop, but it lacks any anti-shaking function. Although the Canon M50 Mark II is upcoming, and compared to the Mark I model, the spec is just so similar. So in deciding between these two cameras, it's up to you to think about, do you want a relatively better image quality, or the internal stabilizer is much more important to you?